Okay, so welcome back, and now we're going to do an example of modeling a logistic curve to the data. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the function to do this is going to be logistic. It's your logistic function on the calculator. So again, I'm going to show you the data and explain what the data is. And so in this case, we're looking at year and Americans with cellular service. So we're looking at the growth, right, of from 1995 through 2012. Oops, hold on. I didn't increase this. So you can see the data. Okay, so here's the data again. So let me do this. Oh no, hold on. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so here is the data. Okay, so that's the table of the data. It's the year from 1995 to 2012, and it's the Americans with cellular services as a percentage. Okay, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the scatter plot for that data and see what it looks like, and then we're going to answer some questions. Okay, so what I did was I put the data into my calculator like before. Okay, so here's the data. Okay, now I put 0 equal to 1995, so this represents the number of years since 1995. So it goes from 0 through 17. And then here's the percentages in L2. So this is my X data, this is my Y data, and remember, X represents the number of years since 1995. Okay, so again, make sure you understand how you're defining your X, okay, when you get your model. Okay, so now I'm going to quit out of that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my logistic function. So I'm going to go to Stat, Calc, and I'm going to scroll all the way down until I find the word logistic. And that's B. So there's logistic. Okay, and I'm going to hit Enter. And now there's my logistic. And now I'm going to put in my L1, comma, L2, comma, and now I'm going to store it in my Y function, my Y1. So I'm going to go to vars, yvars, go to functions, and then hit enter for Y1. And so now that's what I have. Now I'm going to hit enter and wait, and wait, and wait. There we go. Now it gives me my function. Look at that. It gives me the logistic function formula with my A, B, and C. Okay? So notice it gives me the carrying capacity. It gives me my growth constant. Right? It gives me my B coefficient. So this is what they're telling me. So this is what the calculator has given me. So C divided by 1 plus A times E to the negative BX, which is exactly what we used before. So now here it tells me A is 6.883. I'm just going out 3 decimal places. B is 0.260. And C is 105.737. So that's my carrying capacity. Okay? Now, the strange thing is you can see that some things don't make sense because, again, this is a model. I'm modeling the data. But my C is the maximum, right? That's my capacity. It's my limiting. So shouldn't this be 100%? Right? You can't have more than 100% of cell phone users, right? But again, this is a model, right? So the numbers won't always make sense. So now, so my model is going to be f of x equals 105.737 divided by 1 plus 6.883 times e to the negative 0.26 x. So now, again, I can, now let's look at what they ask. Okay, so the first thing is, use a model to calculate the percentage of Americans with cell phone service in the year 2013, round to the nearest 0.1%. Okay, so now all I have to do is plug in what? 18 in this, right? Because 2013 would be 18 years since from 1995. Okay, but I'm going to use the calculator because guess what? I'm going to graph this. So I'm going to go to number 9. And look at that. Now that does look like a logistic kind of curve, doesn't it? If you look at the scatter plots, it has that inflection point, right? So if you look, it goes up, right? So it goes up and then and the inflection point looks like it's right about there and it starts to go down. So a logistic model makes sense based on the scatter plot. So look at that, and it fits pretty well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do second calc, and I'm going to choose value because I want to find a y value. And now I'm going to put in 18 for 2013. So again, remember what x means. And so now, what percentage? Well, by 2013, it's going to be approximately 99.3% of Americans will have cell phone service. Okay? Now, I don't know if that's accurate. That was 7 years ago, or 8 years ago now. Let's see here. The next question says, discuss the value returned for the upper limit C. What does this tell you about the model? Okay, so what would the limiting value be if the model was exact? Okay, so we actually discussed that, right? So if it was exact, the limiting value would be 100%, right? Not 105%. That's impossible. You can't have 105% usage or service, right? But again, it's a best fit model, right? So it's not going to be perfect, right? No model is ever perfect. But yeah, that's it. Have a great day.